हेलो नमस्ते म जय प्रधान हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ टेकपाना र यो हो tech-à-tête र आज चाहिँ हामीहरुको यो एपिसोडमा उहाँले चाहिँ हार मान्नु भएन फर्स्ट अफ अल उहाँ आउनुभयो पहिला हार्नुभयो इत्तिले अनि त्यसपछि फेरि आउनुभयो अनि जित्नुभयो को हुनुहुन्छ भन्दाखेरि उहाँ हुनुहुन्छ मिस युनिभर्स नेपाल 2021 का विनर यस मिस सुजिता Basnet.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. So, Sujita, you look lovely.
Thank you.
सुन्तलाको सिजन जस्तै जिस्केको है
Well, it's in season.
एकदम राम्रो कोट छ एकदम राम्रो कोट छ मलाई त्यो फ्याब्रिक पनि मन पर्छ ट्विटको हैन तर इट्स भेरी ब्रेभ अफ यु टु बी वेयरिङ दिस किनकि त्यो एकदम डस्ट अट्र्याक्ट गर्छ नि त यसमा लागेपछि हटाउन गाह्रो हुन्छ के
That's why I especially wore it for you because as a dust हुँदैन भनेर
See? Tell me about the story about the pant also. जिस्केको, but then it's one of our एकदम special pants.
It is special pants because it's white and I don't bring it out all the time, but just for you, Jay, and the show.
Thank you so much. So Sujita, सुरु गरौँ नेपालको नि यहाँको रहन सहनबाट है यो जुन अहिलेको समय छ यो चाहिँ probably सुजिता चाहिँ सबैभन्दा लामो समय नेपालमा बसेको हो है सो अनुभव कस्तो भइरहेको छ त
Honestly, every day मलाई अलिकति कन्फ्युजन हुन्छ बिकज कति इमोसन्सहरू छ हैन लाइक म यति समयसम्म कहिले नेपालमा एक्लै बसेको छुइनँ आई युजुअली कम अनि भेकेसनहरूको बेलामा आउँथेँ अनि भेकेसनमा आएको बेलामा 1-2 महिना बसिन्छ म्याक्सिमम 2 months हैन एन्ड द होल टाइम you're busy फ्यामिलीहरूलाई भेट्नलाई you just have so many things to do you don't really get to experience life नेपालमा नि त so this is my first time moving नेपालमा अनि अहिले कति 5-6 महिना भइसक्यो I've decided एक वर्ष अझै बस्छु भनेर and lots of emotions every day not just like एक हप्तामा lots of emotions हैन एक दिनमा I think I go through like 6 to 7 different emotions because first भनेको चाहिँ नि म I'm living on my own, हैन so I'm really trying to understand day-to-day life क्या simple things मा पनि मलाई यस्तो गाह्रो हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ like यहाँ दुध तताएर खान पर्छ हैन दुध प्याकेटको किनेर लिएर आएर घरमा ततायो and I'm like okay ला अब केमा स्टोर गर्ने भनेर it's like simple things like that I'm like really not stressed out but I'm learning हैन and but at the same time I think it's beautiful because I'm learning so much about myself हैन I'm learning मेरो लिमिट के हो त भनेर म बुझिरहेको छु क्या बिस्तारै बिस्तारै because I'm also getting older हैन I'm also about to be 30 years old and so I think it's such a time where like I thought I already knew who I was तर नेपालमा आएपछि I'm like re-understanding my limits my like के भन्छ capabilitiesहरू मेरो stress levels how much can I take stress भनेर and then also enjoying just being here yeah so I mean like I said I think I'm all over the place in my head right now because so many things are happening in a day-to-day life emotion wise networking wise meeting people काम हैन सबै थोक गरेर it's a lot so but overall very much of a learning experience नेपालमा
नेपाली कतिको इम्प्रुभ भएको छ सुजिताको यति बोलेको त झन् धेरै बोल्दै आयो हैन
no एकदमै I think improve
born and brought up in US नि like you born हैन त्यही जन्मिनु भयो तपाई कति for a few years you were here LKG सम्म पढ्नु भयो यहाँ अनि फेरि US जानु भयो हैन अनि त्यसपछि त्यही अनि बेला बेला समर भेकेसनहरुमा चाहिँ आउँदै जाँदै गरिन्थ्यो हैन अनि नेपाली कतिको इम्प्रुभ भएको छ अगेन ब्याक टु द क्वेशन
oh my god कति इम्प्रुभ भएको छ I think अहिले let me try to say this fully नेपालीमा है I think first time पहिलो पटक मेरो जिन्दगीमा मैले नेपालीमा सरर एउटा सेन्टेन्स भन्न सकिरहेको छु सेन्टेन्स कसरी भन्छ
वाक्य
मलाई चाहिँ के गाह्रो लागेको नेपालमा पहिलोचोटि आउँदाखेरि इज नट नेपाली बोल्नलाई हैन तर यहाँको डिफरेन्ट पिपल हेभ डिफरेन्ट टोन्स हैन द स्पीड अफ टकिङ कहिलेकाहीँ त के भनेको म बुझ्दिनँ
पश्चिमको त झन् अर्कै छ नेपालीको टोन पश्चिमको नेपाली त झन् बुझ्दैन है
बुझ्दिनँ अनि नट जस्ट लाइक बाहिर के काठमाडौँबाट बाहिर काठमाडौँ भित्र पनि कहिलेकाहीँ ट्याक्सी ड्राइभरहरूसँग पनि when I'm talking I'm just like के भनिरहनु भएको छ म त दाइ फेरि भन्नु त भनेर 3-4 चोटि सोध्नु पर्ने क्या कस्तो
अनि कस्तो रेस्पोन्स आउँछ 3-4 चोटि सोध्दाखेरि ह्या बहिनी
some people the झर्केर they're just like oh my god like के हो नेपाली बोल्न आउँदैन भनेर त्यस्तो हुन्थ्यो हैन and I'm like
नेपालीहरु पनि त्यस्ता छन्
अनि कोही त विदेशी हो
सुजिता बस्नेतले सोधिरहेछ त्यो के म्याम म त छ नि हैन सर
अनि कोही त विदेशी हो भनेर सोधिन्थ्यो होइन लाइक सिधै some just repeated themselves over and over again until I understood or I just gave up like
छोडिदिँदै
छोडिदिँदै भयो भनेर
थोरै देर के भन्छ कस्तो रिसाइकल दाइ भन्दै भनेर पनि के सुस्ताले एनिवेज होइन गोइङ ब्याक टु द पोइन्ट मैले धेरै इन्स्टाग्राममा तिमीलाई फलो गरेदेखि हामीहरू कनेक्ट भएदेखि लाइसेन्सको स्टोरी चाहिँ धेरै नै आइरहेको थियो होइन अनि तिम्रो लाइसेन्सको जर्नी चाहिँ एकदम रोमाञ्चक भइरहेको छ र अनगोइङ नै छ कति महिना दिनभन्दा बेसी भइसक्यो होइन लाइसेन्सको जर्नी होइन त्यो ट्रायलदेखि एकचोटि टेक अस थ्रु होइन हामीहरूलाई त्यो जर्नीबाट हामीलाई पनि लानुहोस् न
ओके लेट मी स्टार्ट फ्रम द बिगिनिङ है मैले लाइसेन्स लिने कारण द रिजन आई डिसाइड टु गेट अ लाइसेन्स वाज अब आइ एम स्टेइङ हियर फर अ इयर एन्ड आइ एम अल्सो गोइङ टु बी वर्किङ हियर होइन अनि आई वाज लाइक ओके इफ आइ एम गोइङ टु बी गेटिङ अराउन्ड फर्स्ट अफ अल पठाउमा यति पैसा खर्च भएको छ आई वाज लाइक आई क्यान नट अफोर्ड दिस लाइफस्टाइल नेपालमा बसेँ भनेर I was like, okay, let me try to get a license so I can get around, I can get to work, I can go grocery shopping, I can go visit friends, भनेर हैन भने अनि एकचोटि I test drove my friend's scooter and I really enjoyed it क्या and so I was like, okay, I can do this भनेर हिम्मत पनि आयो हैन त्यो ट्याक्सीमा चढेर बाटो हेर्दा त हिम्मत आउँदैन थियो but then I tried once and I was like, okay, सक्छु होला भनेर गरे So then I googled हैन I didn't ask anybody मैले एक दुई जनाले सोधेको थिएँ हैन what's the license process भनेर अनि everybody सबैले भन्नुभयो यातायातको अफिसमा जाऊ भनिदिन्छ भनेर हैन यातायातको अफिसमा एक दिन गएँ म यस्तो हालत खराब भएको थियो मेरो
मलाई सरी मलाई कस्तो कि सो इनोसेन्ट यार आई मिन लाइक या ल त्यही पनि यस
So I went to the यातायातको अफिस oh my god त्यहाँको लाइन देखेर म त कहाँ कुन झ्यालमा गएर कसलाई के सोधौँ भएको के मलाई त So then I was like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna stand in this line all day just to ask one question. And got a sode pani, no one's giving me a direct response. So I Google ma gaye na. I literally Googled Nepal license, driving license process. And अहिले त सबै systemized गएर रहेछ नि त everything is digitized, you know, which is really amazing. And so actually उहाँहरुको page में official page में there's a step. Step 1, fill out the application. Step 2, get your date. Step 3, come to the office and do whatever, pay your payments भनेर छ हैन So I was like, okay, let me do step 1 and as I was doing step 1 my friends were telling me तिमीले त like 3-4 महिनासम्म पाउँदैनौ date it's going to be really hard भने हैन and I was like, okay, अहिले भरे पनि 3 महिनापछि त date पाउँला नि भने हैन I was so lucky Jay मेरो date was like next week in my head I didn't even think that like okay next week छ पढ्न पर्छ like driving पनि गर्न सिक्न पर्छ भनेर त्यो केही पनि सोचिन के मैले I was just like oh my god I got a date next week भनेर यस्तो एक्साइटेड भए
ए सो तिमीलाई स्कुटर चलाउन आउँदैन
and so
that was the case
So then एक हप्ताको डेट आयो डेट आइसकेपछि म ट्राभलको यातायातमा अफिस गएँ फेरि हैन the same office I went to and त्यहाँ गइसकेपछि it's so chaotic हैन first of all nobody tells you what you need to do everybody is just trying to figure it out and सबैजना लाइनमा बसेको छ यताबाट त्यहाँ ठेलाठेली भइरहेछ हैन no one's telling you पहिला यो गर्नुपर्छ त्यसपछि यो भनेर हैन So I overheard मान्छे लाइनहरु बसिरा हुन्छ नि त सो एक दुईवटा लाइनमा गएर सोधे हैन बहिनी लाइक के को लाइनमा उभिनु भएको लाइक म मेरो स्कुटरको लाइसेन्स दिन आएको लाइक के गर्नुपर्छ भनेर सोधे उलाई थाहा छैन दाइलाई गएर सोधे दाइ के गर्नुपर्छ भने दाइले भन्दियो हैन पहिला 1 नम्बरको गेटमा जानुस् त्यहाँ सिग्नेचर लिनुस् त्यसपछि 2 नम्बरको गेटमा जानुस् त्यहाँ पनि सिग्नेचर लिनुस् त्यसपछि 3 नम्बर 4 5 6 अनि 7 मा सकिन्छ भनेर भन्नु भयो हैन म लाइन हेरिरहेको छु हरेक लाइनमा जानलाई probably it takes like 1 hour यस्तो घाम लागिरहेछ सो त्यहाँ मलाई दिनभरि लाग्यो I think it took me like 5 hours I know
whole day basically
whole day नै लाग्यो क्या and I was so frustrated क्या because people were skipping lines
yeah they do
अनि लिखित इंग्लिशमा हुँदैन रे टेन्सन भयो मलाई I was like oh my god so then I went home YouTube मा I literally YouTubed Nepali driver license written exam भनेर and I memorized I seriously just memorized all the questions so that भोलिपल्ट लिखितमा I could know like which one to put भनेर क्या अनि भोलिपल्ट लिखित लिन गएँ अनि thank God I was so nervous Jay I was so nervous that I was going to fail that part so लिखित fail भयो भने चाहिँ नि 3 महिना अझै कुर्न पर्छ for you to redo हैन trial चाहिँ you get 3 chances लिखित त you don't I was like oh my god अब म त fail हुन्छु भनेर गएको थिएँ हैन thank God 10 out of 20 you have to get right मैले I like got 10 at least भोलिपल्ट ट्रायल थियो ट्रायलमा गएपछि they were like okay 8 बनाऊ this and that all that हैन so I went to the trial 8 बजे बिहान so I could practice 12 बजेदेखि सुरु भएको ट्रायल हैन so 8 देखि 12 सम्म I was practicing I was so good Jay I was so good I literally did everything, होइन. So time भयो होइन मेरो exam trial दिने. 8 कटिसकेपछि त I was like, ल pass, I'm getting my license, भगवान, you are so good to me भनेर मलाई भइसकेको थियो कि I was so excited, होइन. 8 pass भयो, सबै pass भयो. Last step मा, you know why they failed me?
No.
I'm so mad. So
खुट्टा तल राख्यो
माथि गइरहेछ नि त्यो उकालोमा you have to stop हैन रोक्नुपर्छ. रोकेपछि you have to like accelerate, then you बिस्तारै let go of the thing, हैन, the brake.
Okay.
खुट्टा एकैचोटि गर्नुपर्छ रे के माथि. मैले एकचोटि एउटा गरेर गरे and they were like fail. 10 दिनपछि पैसा भर्ना गरे अनि फेरि उनीहरूले डेट दिएन हैन. They were like जहिले जानु भयो नि हुन्छ भन्यो हैन. म हिजो भर्खर 80 भर्खर गए हैन. They were like बहिनी तपाईको डेट गइसक्यो तपाईं फेल भइसक्नु भयो रे. दोस्रो चोटि मैले टेस्ट देखे छैन दोस्रो चोटि फेल भयो.
त्यो डेट नआएकोले
डेट नआए.
कसरी मिस गरे त डेट?
Nobody told me the date. They said you can go whenever. This is my last chance.
अब चाहिँ कहिले छ?
I don't know. अब now I
फेरि you don't know. फेरि you don't know.
अब I don't know because they are open Monday through Friday. I'm starting work. Saturday Sunday दिन मिल्दैन. So now I don't know when I'm going to go take my trial. त्यो लाइसेन्स आएको दिन म यति रुन्छु. खुसीको आँसु.
नेपालमा बस्नुको हैन उपलब्धि.
It's like the token of like नेपालमा I made it भने जस्तो.
कुरा गरौँ पढाइको हैन. उता पढाइ गर्दाखेरि like what was the academic process like त्यहाँको त्यो पढाइको प्रोसेस चाहिँ कस्तो थियो?
It was such a like I was very nervous going into engineering because engineering भनेपछि it's a lot of maths, it's a lot of physics, science, हैन, and
dreadful.
So much. Ani so my friends were taking like kati 12-15 credits and I was taking 21 credits every semester, yeah. And so my schedule was packed. But I think the education was very hands-on. It wasn't, I think I learned a lot because labs until everything you do, every class, there was a lab paired with it. Okay? Anima, I wouldn't understand course books barasigago stuff as much as I would through like the practical lab work. Yeah? And so I think that's one great thing about how I think the education system is there, is that it was very practical, very hands-on, you know. Immediately when you learn something, you know what the use case is. And so that I think is something that I really appreciated. I mean, that really helped me with engineering.
So lab भनेर चाहिँ कस्तो खालको त्यहाँ technicality or technical छ नि, technically कतिको sound थियो lab, like just take us through त्यहाँको चाहिँ पढाइको process जस्तै अब किताबको content भन्दा पनि lab ले help गर्यो भनेको त practical थियो.
Very practical, very
practical. So what was the lab like?
So pretty much every subject, every course that I was taking had a lab with it, I know. So
for an example?
For example, so let me give you a couple of examples.
Awesome.
Biomedical engineering, it's like a combination of electrical engineering, a little bit of medicine, and a little bit of computer science. I know. So electrical engineering courses are, we would be taking logic courses. I know logic math. There's a lot of math work calculations. I know. Until I just wouldn't understand itro calculation garyo, but what is the use case for it? Yeah. And so lab we would like take those calculations, feed it into different like software and tools, and then outputs we would make like circuit boards. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean the codes that we were writing were all equations, that were derived from equations, and then the output was like the circuit board we were soldering and making like circuits and like simple things like how to make a light bulb turn on and off, or like the LED lights, how do you make a pattern, so that was like the practical thing. Yeah. So then you see like real world this is how LED boards work, or like this is how certain things work when it counts. So that was electrical engineering. Computer science, you learn how to code in the courses, but then you actually build programs during the labs. Yeah, so you actually getting assignments or like at the end of this week, I want you to build a code that does X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Like with the user interface that's this, and you got output is so that's computer science. And medical labs so biology, chemistry, physics, everything had a lab with it, where chemistry you're doing chemical experiments, and biology you're literally cutting open animals, and physics again, physics was very much similar to like the electrical engineering stuff, but this thing, so it was every course had a lab equivalent, so you knew practical use cases of everything, and it really helped.
So let's talk about the gadgets, right? Expensive school, grant, you've received the grant, and about gadgets one, पढाइ गर्नलाई त ल्यापटप एटलिस्ट बेसिक चाहियो त्यो बेला कस्तो खालको लाइक व्हाट ग्याजेट डिड यु स्टार्ट योर इन्जिनियरिङ जर्नी विथ
I started with nothing.
Okay.
So I started Gadget, like in terms of school Gadget, I didn't have a laptop when I went. So I think first year Saki I invested in, my mom actually invested in a MacBook for me.
Okay.
And then bistari I realized MacBook is not the ideal
MacBook चाहिँ ideal
लागेन especially computer science को programs run गर्नलाई even like physics को like Autodesk, all these different things it was very difficult to run those types of software and tools on a MacBook अनि हाम्रो labsहरुमा चाहिँ usually Windows कि Linux नै हुन्थ्यो and so it was such a drastic, I had such a difficult time, so usually म labsहरुमै गएर labsहरुकै Gadgets use गर्थे के so personal device भन्नुमा चाहिँ नि त्यस्तै थियो
तिमीसँग अझ पनि त्यो MacBook अझ सम्म छ
I love my MacBook not that one त्यो त एकदम पुरानो भयो it got so slow I tried to replace
कति वर्षपछि स्लो भयो त्यो
it was like कति म ग्रेजुएट गरे 3 वर्षपछि 4-5 वर्षपछि it was like pretty much like non usable
4-5 वर्ष नै
4-5 वर्ष
लाइक टोटलमा कति गयो त्यो MacBook 8 वर्ष
so 2011 को मोडल थियो 2017-18 सम्म चल्यो होला अनि त्यसपछि I replaced the memory, I added more memory अनि I replaced the battery RAM तर it just wasn't doing it क्या त्यो software update नै हुँदैन नि त कतिपछि and so it was pretty much useless
फेरि त्यसपछि फेरि अर्को MacBook ै लिन्छ so actually Apple को युनिभर्समा छिरिसकेपछि there's no getting out
that's the thing Apple is such a trick क्या अहिले पनि यो iPhone बाट पनि I'm trying to get away from iPhones I really want to go into Android क्या तर I was listening to this podcast actually about Apple and how it's a trap भनेर उनीहरुको नयाँ iPhone पनि निस्किरहेछ नि के I don't see other than the A16 chip there's no other like big like wow factor क्या तर every iPhone that comes out you realize like people are so like surface level मा camera clear हुन्छ or there's certain features that's like wow that's cool भनेर तर if you look at the core like technology nothing's really changing that drastically and so like I just feel like Apple is more of a lifestyle and that's why I'm sucked into this lifestyle than like dude tech savvy के भन्छ tech
savvy
it's not like I feel like there's so many other brands that are way more forward than Apple. Innovation mata obviously Apple is nice they're clean, they're sleek, they're good to look at, they're fun to use.
Minimalistic.
There's so many other devices that are so much better. Like Huawei bhayo, Samsung bhayo. What's the XIOMI bhani? Xiaomi, I can never say that word. But yeah, they're so much better in terms of usability, accessibility, interface, everything. And I just sometimes feel bad. I'm like, how can I get out of this Apple trap?
Still, you're still there.
Still there, and my whole life is in the Apple cloud. Yeah, everything. And it's scary.
You were a normal person. You're pretty much
like... normal anymore?
Like you're a celebrity now.
Oh, okay.
You're a celebrity now. You've represented the country. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. जहिले पनि म कुनै मिस नेपाल or मिस युनिभर्ससँग बसेर कुरा गर्छु I have this sense of pride. मलाई गर्व लाग्छ उहाँहरुसँग बसेर कुरा गर्न किनकि उहाँले हाम्रो देशलाई कतै गएर चिनाउनु भएको छ कस्तो थियो त्यति बेलाको जर्नी त्यो I want to go through that.
Yeah. So I think my journey was a bit different. Looking back, the hype that I received during Miss Universe Nepal, Nepalma, because I had returned, and especially like you said, Nina Rama, we had come back, and there was a lot of talk of like attention on us. त्यो attention चाहिँ नि मेरो Miss Universe Nepal को Miss Universe को journey मा चाहिँ नि I think त्यति धेरै भएन because we had such a short time for everything to happen. So मेरो crowning देखि Miss Universe को final सकिनेसम्म I think that all happened within a span of 2 months. So I got crowned, 1 महिनापछि I was in Israel, 1 महिनापछि I was already like done, So because it was such a short amount of time, I don't think a lot of people got to really follow along the journey because they didn't even know what was happening, Like it happened so fast, like time लाग्छ नि त मान्छेहरुलाई चिन्नलाई. After you win, you do interviews, people get to know you, then they're like, oh, Miss Universe पनि भइरहेछ यो date मा भनेर. It just happened so fast, nobody knew what was happening. So त्यो following बढ्ने भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ नि I think मेरो त्यस्तो drastically following बढेन अहिले पनि I'm
drastically following बढ्दैन followers चाहिँ बढ्यो होला हैन
followers yeah followers
Sujita is very picky with the are you not picky with the people you follow?
I am very picky.
Luckily, I got followed.
So, followers badena, haina. And but to talk about like how that impacts mentally, haina. त्यो mentally चाहिँ नि I don't think I let it impact me. Maybe because मेरो followers त्यति धेरै बढ्न त्यही भएर मलाई त्यस्तो impact भएन होला, हैन? But also I also think मलाई पहिलेदेखि नै मेरो नेपाल फर्केर आउनु, मिस युनिभर्स नेपाल गर्नु एउटा गोल पनि to learn to be Nepali भनेर थियो क्या. नेपालमा आएर म बस्छु, नेपाल I want to learn how to live in Nepal. I want to immerse myself in Nepal. Hamro culture, hamro traditions, hamro heritage, everything भनेर मेरो त्यो that was my goal, हैन? Yes, of course, to represent our country internationally. तर त्यो सकिसकेपछि then what भनेर हुन्छ नि त. अनि it was really to learn about Nepal क्या. अनि so त्यो चा पसलमा गएर खानी, त्यो त्यस्तो गर्ने. I never restricted myself. म त actually stories अहिले पनि गर्दिन. अहिले त म त्यो stories हरुमै हाल्थे के म. You know, like, I actually really enjoy those types of things because Kathmandu basepachi, it almost feels like I'm living abroad in a certain way. Yeah, it's so developed, Kathmandu, where sometimes I don't even feel like in certain ways. So, the small things of like, when I'm traveling in a very local way, basarma, anikeri chapaslarma khani, anikeri to bhattiharma gaera, like, you know what I'm talking about, like sekwaharu, this. I really enjoy that, and so I think मेरो social media ma I never restricted that. Ani in terms of feedback from the audience, ma messages haru kaile धेरै पढ्दिन, and a lot of people get at me for this.
Okay.
किन message reply गर्दैन भनेर, because I think that's the biggest thing. Messages haruमा यस्तो like it can be a hit or miss, हैन? It can be positive, it can be negative. But for me, like, I know who my circle is, and I know who the people that I need to stay in contact with. And so I appreciate my followers. I love them for all that they've done to support me, but at the same time, I think I put a boundary between my mental health and social media. Okay? Like, I don't read every messages, and that's why it doesn't affect me as much. But I can't imagine what it would be like if
without
I did,
social media.
Yes, without social media, and I don't know. It's very much of a balance. Social media.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And why not TikTok?
TikTok is just too much.
Kina?
It's too much effort. First of all, malai TikTok it's just a lot of energy that you have to put into TikTok and the videos and all that. And I just feel like there's no legitimate content. Like Instagram, I feel like I learn a lot on Instagram. Like I'm following different people, businesses, news media, even people when they post on Instagram, I feel like it's very meaningful. But TikTok, I feel like it's just to be part of a trend. This lacks again. Sometimes the content is not relevant, or it's not really helping me grow. And it's fun. It's funny to watch. It's fun to watch. It's ramailo, but then you get so caught up, and then you realize you're wasting so much time on it. So Instagram thing I really like, but then Instagram also has their flaws to it. Their whole target with ads and stuff.
Okay. Now you're आफै influencer भइसकेपछि कतिको ब्रान्ड्सहरु चाहिँ आइरहेका छन् त that हाम्रो प्रमोट गर्दियौ, or we are considering you, would you like it, would you not like it, कस्तो भएको छ अहिले?
So I think मेरो journey भर्खर मेरो crown pass भयो, हैन? Before that I was bound to sponsors. Obviously our organization, we have sponsors that we are loyal to, हैन? So I'm just now getting into the market. Let's see, I don't know, like there are some, but I'm not sure what the future is gonna hold. I am very much against skin brightening and skin whitening products, and so I would always tell them, if we're doing something, I don't want to do that, because I think that goes against my morals and ethics of like what I believe, and so skin, that's the only harsh restriction that I have. What I would like to get into is more of tech, I think I really am trying to rebrand myself as a woman in technology, because that's what I spent a majority of my life doing, अनि आएर त बल्ल एक वर्ष त भयो नि मैले pageantryमा fully invested all my time and energy, now I want to go back into that because I really enjoy it.
जुनसुकै कलेज पढ्नु आईटी मा पढे रे अनि आईटी जब मा जाँदै छन् भने महिलालाई त्यो जब पाउनलाई चाहिँ गाह्रो छ वा छैन, what does your study or anything like analysis, what does it say?
So नेपालमा मात्रै हैन संसारभरि हेर्यो भने हैन महिलाहरुलाई गाह्रो छ हैन to get their foot in the door tech space मा हैन to breaking the glass ceiling भनेको छ नि त्यो it's very difficult. अनि the reason why I feel like it's difficult is because leadershipमा हेर्यो भने हैन most tech firms, most tech companies, banking industryमा पनि anywhere you see very little women हैन धेरै women leadership नै छैन. I actually admire Darajko managing director I think हैन she's a woman that has accomplished so much in the US Amazon I believe and now she's coming. People like her, if we're able to get more people like her in leadership, I think women would have an easier time getting in हैन. Ani the second thing I see that I have learned through my own experience is negotiation and putting your foot down, asking questions. हामीलाई जसरी, and I'm not saying Nepalमा मात्रै, this is worldwide. When young girls are raised, गुडियाहरू दिन्छ हैन, डल्सहरू दिन्छ, भाँडाकुँडाहरू दिन्छ खेल्नलाई हैन. केटाहरू boysहरू when they're raised, what do they play with? Legosहरू. They're playing with video games.
Very technical हुन्छ.
Exactly. Boyle बच्चादेखि नै they're groomed to like have this very technical way of thinking and logic, and so they're very confident in their skills. And so negotiation ko belama काम सुरु गर्दाखेरि पनि they're very confident in what they bring to the table because they're like बच्चादेखि video game खेला त अनि I know what I'm talking about भनेर त्यो हुन्छ हैन. Whereas for women हैन बच्चादेखि नै we're not exposed to that. अनि स्कुल गइसकेपछि then we're exposed हैन, not all but some. अनि त्यो negotiation को बेलामा चाहिँ नि hesitancy हुँदो रहेछ क्या. It's like oh maybe I'm not good enough or maybe I don't know enough भनेर. And so the negotiation मा चाहिँ नि I think men and women are not at the same level, and so I feel like that's also where women fall behind because they sell themselves short. Even if they're better, they have better grades than guys, they know more, they still sell themselves short, हैन. So the confidence अलिकति हुँदैन रहेछ क्या women. And I think I feel like that comes from the childhood experiences बाट. So I think those are the two things, like leadership मा if we see more women, I think that could really help empower other young girls who are aspiring. And also like to build confidence, बच्चादेखि नै expose गर्ने हैन girlsहरूलाई to technology because we live in a world of technology.
सबैभन्दा महत्त्वकांक्षी सपना चाहिँ के छ सुजिताको? The most ambitious thing that you in your mind
right now?
Right now.
I want to own my own firm.
That does
consulting, technology consulting, and I want the firm to employ young girls that come from different socioeconomic backgrounds because मैले जति पनि like the little that I've explored Nepal हैन जति पनि घुम्दाखेरि I've realized Kathmandu बाहिर पनि there's so many young girls that are so talented, उनीहरूलाई opportunities-हरु दिइरहेको छैन हैन. And so like I want to create a consulting firm that like brings all these young girls together to like do something हैन.
सबैभन्दा crazy fan moment for you, creepy and crazy, however you want to put it out. एकदमै के टुवानै पार्दियो ल यस्तो नि भयो मसँग भन्ने टाइप चाहिँ.
Oh my gosh.
That made you freak out.
This is hard question because त्यो सोचे बेलामा आउँदै आउँदैन. Okay. When someone recognizes you, they don't talk to you right, like they don't say like hi, like oh hi hello भनेर. Not everyone approaches you right, okay? And so I find it really creepy when people message me saying I saw you at so and so cafe today भनेर, okay? And it's like oh you did, so why didn't you say anything there, like why are you messaging me now भनेर, okay? त्यसैले अलिकति I feel like people are stalking me this, okay? That's a little weird, but nothing crazy actually. That's a like.
अनि त्यो के पनि crazy नभएकोले you find yourself lucky कि you find yourself के भइदिए त हुन्थ्यो भनेर.
No, please no. Can host.
You have a TikTok account, right?
I do.
Are you active on that? कतिको active छ?
Sometimes, not really. I just reactivated it recently.
So what? के reason ले चाहिँ deactivate गर्नु भयो?
It was just too draining. Like I said, एकदमै like too much. अनि also मेरो फोनमा space थिएन.
Another Apple user को अर्को दुःख बेला. So honestly.
Photo खिच्दा it was like running out of storage and the easiest thing to do is delete an app. And I was like okay bye TikTok, I can do without you.
Okay. So basically अब त्यहाँ भनौँ न हामीहरू बाहिर भेट्यौँ त्यति बेला पनि सुजिताले you took videos बाहिर थियौँ त्यति बेला नि you took videos भित्रको चाहिँ जर्नीको you forgot. तपाईले बिर्सिनु भयो हैन अहिले फेरि गरौँला रिटेक हैन. So त्यसरी you know एकदमै लागि पर्नु कतिको ड्रेनिङ छ हैन.
Draining नै छ. Some people it's a lifestyle for them हैन. म त like you remember all these videos I took? I don't even know if I'll have time to edit it.
Exactly. मलाई त्यही लागिरहेको थियो एडिट चाहिँ कहिले हुन्छ भनेर के.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll put it on the list.
To do list राख्ने कतिको बानी छ?
एकदमै बानी छ.
Schedule मेन्टेन गर्ने पनि बानी छ क्यालेन्डरमा कहाँ के गर्दै छु हैन.
very much.
Same here.
I've realized like त्यो गरेन भने त I'm just I'm such a person live in the moment type of person हैन म त बिर्सिन्छु अनि पछि गएर it's like oh wow like
Alright, Sujita, let's talk about the internet. यहाँको इन्टरनेट र उता जहाँ युएसमा बसिरहेको थियो इन्टरनेट त्यो अनुभवको क्या अब उता त सबै कुरा इन्टरनेटकै बेसमा हुन्छ एभ्रिथिङ इज इन्टरनेट बेस जहाँ गए पनि इन्टरनेट फेसिलिटी अब मोबाइल डेटै मात्र चलाए पनि कस्ट प्रब्ली यहाँको कस्ट र त्यहाँको कस्टिङमा कतिको भिन्नता पाएको छ कतिको फेयरनेस छ अफोर्डेबिलिटी वाइज पनि कस्तो छ त्यो सबै एउटा अनुभव चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म कस्तो छ यु क्यान कम्पेयर नो
हुन्छ या सो आई थिङ्क इन्टरनेट एक्सेस भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ डिफ्रेन्ट टाइप अफ एक्सेस हुन्छ होइन एउटा चाहिँ ल्यापटपबाट वर्क घरमा विथिन यर हाउस होइन हाम्रो त सबै डिभाइसेसहरू इन्टरनेटमै डिपेन्डेन्ट छ नि त लाइक अलेक्साको एमाजोन भयो नेटफ्लिक्स चलाउन स्मार्ट टिभी थर्मोमिटर पनि आजकल त लाइक इट्स डिपेन्डेन्ट अन द्याट होइन सो घरको बाहेक मोबाइलको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि आई थिङ्क नेपालमा चाहिँ नि अलिक कस्टली लागिरहेछ मलाई टु एक्सेस इन्टरनेट मोबाइलबाट बिकज उता चाहिँ नि हाउ इट वर्क्स इज मोबाइल फोन लिँदाखेरि होइन युजली मान्छेहरू यत्तिकै फोन मात्रै एप्पलको पसलमा गएर किन्दैनन् होइन दे बाई इट थ्रु सर्भिस प्रोभाइडर्सहरू क्या सो त्यहाँको कुन सर्भिस प्रोभाइडर्सहरू छ होइन भराइजन टी-मोबाइल के स्प्रिन्ट के हुन्छ नि त सो लाइक you go to the service provider and you buy a plan सँगै you buy a phone and monthly you're paying for data you're paying for text unlimited text talk and you're paying for the phone हैन so त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि मैले I realized US मा चाहिँ नि सस्तो भन्दा पनि you know exactly कति स्पेन्ड हुन्छ महिनाको भनेर सो त्यो पहिलेदेखि बजेट गर्न सकिन्छ हैन मैले अनलिमिटेड डेटा प्लान किने भने मेरो 4G हाई स्पिड यति MB को इन्टरनेट स्पिड आउँछ for this many for the month भनेर यो प्राइसमा थाहा हुन्छ हैन सो त्यो भइसकेपछि चाहिँ नि 4G त जहाँ पनि टिपिन्छ US मा हैन इट्स भेरी वेल कनेक्टेड उनीहरूको इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर नै कस्तो छ हैन अनि 5G पनि नाउ यु आर स्टार्टिङ टु सी हैन सर्टेन हब्सहरुमा गयो भने चाहिँ नि यु सी इट्स एक्चुअली रियली एक्साइटिङ लाइक 4G बाट 5G जम्प गर्छ हैन अनि 5G मा चाहिँ नि मैले एक्सपिरियन्स गरेको इन्टरनेट स्पिड इजन्ट रियली द्याट fast the download speed अलिअलि फास्ट होला हैन तर I haven't experienced एकदमै ड्रामेटिक वाउ 5G भनेको चाहिँ नि त्यस्तो छैन अनि त्यहाँ पनि there's a lot of issues US मा पनि किन 5G त्यहाँसम्म पुगेको छैन भनेर because of त्यो एभिएसनहरुसँग पनि के कन्फ्लिक्टहरु भइराछ नि त सो स्याटेलाइट्सहरु गर्नलाई सो that's the case US मा नेपालमा चाहिँ नि रिचार्ज कार्ड किन्न पर्छ हैन डेटा प्याक किन्न पर्छ अनि डेटा प्याक किनिसकेपछि पनि I've realized त्यो इन्टरनेट स्पिड फोनमा इट्स भेरी स्लो सर्टन प्लेसेस होइन कुनै ठाउँमा गयो भने चाहिँ इट्स भेरी फास्ट होइन हब सिटिजहरूमा बस्यो भने बाहिर गयो भने चाहिँ नि 4G पनि अफ हुन्छ एभ्रिथिङ्स टर्निङ अफ 3G इज अफ होइन नथिङ्स वर्किङ सम पार्ट्स यु गेट 3G होइन एन्ड द्याट्स बिकज अफ द इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर होइन देयर आर एन्ड इट हेज इम्प्रुभड इट हेज गन सो मच बेटर बट स्पिडमा चाहिँ नि एक्सेसिबिलिटी एक्सेसमा चाहिँ नि आई थिङ्क इट्स स्टिल भेरी अ लिटल बिट डिफिकल्ट स्पेसली वेन युर युट्युबमा स्ट्रिम गर्दाखेरि इट्स kind of impossible to watch a show fully in certain areas so त्यस्तो छ but yeah I think cost wise it can become very expensive in Nepal because yeah any set fix त्यो छैन even data plans मा पनि there is a set fix pack हैन but त्यो pack बाट पनि it's very possible you jump out of that limit
अनि के भन्छ त्यो आउँदैन के नोटिफिकेसन पनि आउँदैन द्याट यु रन आउट अफ इट भनेर उताबाट पैसा भरभर गरिसकेको मलाई परेको छ अब अनलिमिटेड प्याक भनेर लिएको छु रातभरि चलाउने भनेर यार अनलिमिटेड प्याक इज एक्सपायरिङ इन नेक्स्ट 1 आवर भनेर आछ के
नो अनलिमिटेड प्याकमा पनि इट्स ओन्ली लाइक 200 मेगाबाइट्स or के भनेर छ के एन्ड आइम लाइक ओके हाउ इज दिस अनलिमिटेड देन बिकज there's a restriction हैन restriction भएपछि त अनलिमिटेड कसरी भयो सो आई मिन तर द्याट्स अ फर्स्ट स्टेप इन्टु हैन गेटिङ दिस एक्सेस आई थिङ्क नेपालमा चाहिँ त्यो सर्भिस फोन प्रोभाइडर्सहरूलाई चाहिँ देयर डुइङ हैन तर त्यो रिचार्ज कार्डको कन्सेप्ट भएको भएर चाहिँ नि समटाइम्स लाइक आई गेट स्ट्रान्डेड थाहा छ लाइक फोन लाइक when I'm paying for my taxi हैन पैसा छैन सो I'm like okay let me go खल्ती गर्ने कि ई सेवा गर्ने कि भनेर हुन्छ नि फोनमा I pull up my phone and I've run out of data and I don't have any money to call someone either so त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ I'm very stranded परेको छ like stranded feel हुन्छ क्या
so धेरै जस्तो डिजिटलै जानु भइसक्यो तपाईँ
डिजिटल नै
क्यास त्यति बोक्नुहुन्न
क्यास बोक्न मलाई कस्तो डर लाग्छ बिकज उता युएसमा क्यास बोक्ने कन्सेप्ट छैन एभ्रिथिङ इज क्रेडिट कार्ड होइन क्रेडिट कार्ड बनाउनलाई आइ एम ह्याभिङ अ हार्ड टाइम नेपालमा जस्ट बिकज अफ माई सिटिजनसिप एन्ड स्टफ अनि अल्सो बिकज आइ एम लेजी तर क्यास बोक्ने कन्सेप्ट छैन मेरो एन्ड सो फोन पे यसपालि नेपालमा आउँदाखेरि आई वाज सो ह्याप्पी देयर वाज फोन पे भनेर एन्ड अल्सो जस्ट लाइक ब्याङ्क अनलाइन ब्याङ्किङ भनेर एन्ड आई वाज भेरी 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 थ्याङ्कफुल फर दिस सो म त फुल्ली डिजिटल गएको छु
ओके द्याट्स नाइस बेसिकली अब चाहिँ हामीहरूको एउटा सेक्सन छ इन सिङ्क भनेर होइन टेक-à-टेटको सो टुक द्याट टर्म इन सिङ्क भनेर सो we are going to play that. It's somewhat like a rapid fire kind of stuff. So we are going to do that. Here we go. Number 1, the question. Tell the name of the real camera brand. Kunai real wala, kunai zamana ma.
Oh, Nikon.
Real, how's it?
Nikon?
Okay, that's nice. Hunsa chalta hai. Haina, thiyo ni ta. Yeah. So, okay, how many apps are there in your mobile? Number 1. Ani त्यसपछि चाहिँ name at least 3 apps without which your day does not pass.
Okay. I think I have 12 apps. I think, right? The podcast, Apple podcast app, Instagram, and Gmail.
Those are the 3 ones. You know? Okay. So choose one and give 2 reasons why you chose them. It's pretty much out there. They've been Android or iOS. You've answered it again.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, is it?
Yes,
I think you've pretty much justified Android or iOS. You justified ni ta feri.
iOS.
Because?
It's a lifestyle.
Okay, again. Alright, so camera filter app you use often or anything that you use to edit your photos?
InShot.
Okay, InShot. Okay. A day without internet, right? How do you complete your day?
Complete my day?
Magi हुन्छ होला फेरि किनकि इन्टरनेट नभइकन त she does not carry cash. Just a joke.
I'll probably sleep all day.
Okay, without the internet.
Without the internet. Eat and sleep.
Okay. 2 most received emojis. What are the most received emojis?
The laughing, crying emoji, and then the green heart.
Green heart, po? Not the red.
No, because everybody knows I use only green hearts.
Why?
It's my thing.
Environmental friendly.
Yes, it's my thing.
Oh, I've never received a green heart. I'm yet to ल ठिकै छ त्यो त तपाईले पाउने कुरा भयो रिसिभिङ सेन्डिङ एन्डमा चाहिँ के कुन इमोजिस तपाईले धेरै पठाउनुहुन्छ
green heart and the smiley with the blush.
Smiley with a blush.
Yes.
If someone compliments you, blush and send it.
No, just anyone. I'll be like, thank you. Blush.
Okay, that's nice. All right, on that note, Sujita, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
I'm really glad that you made time.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best with whatever you're doing. नयाँ करियर सुरु हुँदैछ नेपालमै बसिकन धेरै मेहनत गरेछ यतिसम्म पुग्नलाई.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
Jay.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, Sujita Basnet Miss Universe Nepal 2021 here at tech-à-tête with Jai Pradhan. हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ टेकपाना हेर्दै गर्नु होला टेकपाना because you deserve more of us. And we deserve more of you. And as always, people, let that heart beat. For if you let it beat, it'll take you to all the wonderful places. Ciao, this is Jai Pradhan.